Tell us about this Rio hedge fund. It's Adam Capital. I must say, I did not know about it.
I did not know about it either.
But it's the largest in Brazil independent hedge fund.
Well, your guest just before we came over here was talking about being cautious toward Brazil. These guys should have been a little more cautious toward Brazil, it seems like. So lost almost 15% since April 30th. I mean, they got, to use a technical term that we like to get, they got whacked. I mean, they just bet wrong. But this goes to your big existential question around hedge funds right now.
I'm just a simple guy. Hedging, I thought, meant you didn't take risks. These guys are betting, they're not hedging.
Right.
I mean, if you go long Brazil, they should have some hedge on the other side that protects them.
And interestingly, Itaú's, they have a hedge fund in their, what's essentially a hedge fund in their asset management unit. They made the opposite call. They were essentially not really short Brazil, but they were definitely cautious and contrarian on a growth story in Brazil, and they were up 8.3%. So they went the right way there.
Well done for betting the right way.
Well, in the meantime, we have this Pelorus story, which is really high on Read Go, has been throughout the night, basically. And they went short on tech and long on value and got, would you say, whacked?
Whacked.
Is that the technical term?
I believe that is the technical term. And it is really interesting. And I mean, this has been a theme throughout 2018, right? In terms of, can hedge fund stage a comeback, I should say. After 2017 was a rough year, to say the least. We got some vol early in the year that should portend well for them. But one stat that was in that story that you mentioned is, so this was a long-short equity fund, Pelorus Jack. Also, terrible name. I mean, maybe that was part of the problem. But investors pulled $6.6 billion out of that type of equity strategy, even at a time where $1.1 billion was going into the overall hedge fund market. So long-short equity, not the most popular. And one of the questions, and we've discussed it at this table before, is does macro make a comeback in this sort of environment?